It is nice to see you here. I was almost late getting here this evening because I was walking downtown after dark and I got trapped behind a girl walking on her own on a dark street. I didn't want to pass her and freak her out. So I just dropped back 20 yards, which is just as creepy. We were on a slight incline, so I was breathing heavy. That wasn't cool. I wanted to pass her and yell something out when I did, I'm not a predator, but I think that's what predators yell. So I had to come up with my own thing to in that situation. I think I figured it out now finally. So here it is. Next time I'm in there, this is what I'll say. Excuse me! Big boy coming through. Those shoes are feathers. Saying they don't come any faster. I'm kidding. Who likes a fast comer? Bye. I'm on time. She feels safe. Who loses that? Nobody. Oh, that winded me. Oh, God. The reason that I am this shape is because I used to have a more active job. I used to actually lift things for a living. I used to work backstage in theater. Please don't beat me up afterwards. I appreciate that. But I quit because I never hurt myself worse doing that job. The worst it ever was 3 days into it. I was loading up a couple of dumpsters out of a loading dock, and they were at a bit of an angle to each other, so there was a triangular gap in between. And you load the first one flat and then just chuck debris into the second one. So I'm at the edge of the first one, and a big piece comes at me. I go to put my left foot on the second dumpster. It misses and goes in between the dumpsters. My other foot goes into the first dumpster, and I scissor this thing. Just bam. First point, the steel toe boots did not help me at all. If anything, they pulled me down faster. Just made the noise bigger. Boom. Oh, God. Second point is that the embarrassing part of this isn't hurting yourself. It's that I had to fill out a workers' compensation board form. But it's a two-dimensional piece of paper, it's this guy. You don't get a doll. They're not oh, show us where the dumpster hurt you. You don't get that. So on the piece of paper, I had to draw a circle here and then an arrow up. Because I don't think you can write taint on a government form. We've elected a few, for sure, but you can't. I actually have a solution for low voter turnout. It's true, and it doesn't change politics at all. It doesn't change your opinions in any way. We have to start voting for spite instead of voting because it's a good thing to do. And it's a simple change. You just have to add a couple of things to the ballot. So next time you vote, I'd love it if you could go in and vote for somebody like you always have. You could vote for nobody, or you could take a vote away from somebody. Yeah, your options become you, screw all of you. And then it's great because there's a possibility that somebody could get negative votes, at which point we just deport them. How will that hurt us? It won't. I'm actually hitting this weird age in my life. I'm at this age, I've already had my first moment of being jealous of a younger generation. I know I'm not that old, I get it, but I hated this 16-year-old kid and everybody born in the 90s. I'm sorry if that's you. This happened at the self-checkout at Safeway, where this 16-year-old was using the self-checkout to buy condoms. And I was like, fuck you. Back in my day, that interaction required eye contact with a human being. You could just see them judging you behind their eyes, oh, better stop at the acne aisle first. Nah. I'm kind of glad I scissored that dumpster, because I've never really got kids. I've never really understood that. I've never really wanted them. But I'm at that age now where my biological clock is kicking in, and I would kind of almost like them. The guys have the biological clock too. But I was made aware of this because something horrible happened in Calgary a few months back. AMP Radio ran a contest called Who Wants to Be a Baby Mama? Where they pitted 5 couples against each other, and the first one to get pregnant won 10 grand and a bunch of swag for the baby. I actually heard on air one of the DJs say, they're gonna be doing anything they have to do to get pregnant. I think it's just the one thing. Does some guy just show up with a super soaker one day? What's that for? We're in it to win it. I didn't think it was a fair contest either, because the women should have had to hang out together for 6 months to sync everything up. Really, it would be easy to track too, because they make apps for your phone now that track it. Don't worry, you'll be relieved to know that like it's not like a running app. You don't have to install something in your shoe. You have to enter the data yourself. You can't Bluetooth the uterus yet. One day, yeah, one day. I think if anybody, those apps should sync up with your boyfriend. You know, you just get an alert one day, like boop boop. Oh, you look pretty today. Boop boop. Here's some chocolate. Boop boop. I'm getting a hotel. It then occurred to me though that at one point the kid that wins this contest is going to like grow up and have to ask his parents like, where did I come from? And mom or dad is going to have to lean down and go, well, one day Amp Radio's ratings were way low. They came up with a contest. Your dad and I went at each other like our plane was crashing. 9 months later you popped out. We won 10 grand. Joke's on us. You cost way more than that. I'll try this on myself. I got curious about my date of conception as well one day. So I was born the end of May. I figured my parents would have been around like September long weekend. And I was like, what? They had a day off? That's why I'm here? That makes no sense. But I was looking at a photo album. I figured out the September long before I was born, they were camping at a baseball tournament in Golden, BC. Yeah, I wouldn't be here unless baseball was really boring. You know, you can play it and make a person. That's not a sport. You know. It wasn't enough that I guessed this, though, so I asked my mom one day. I was like, Mom, was I conceived at that baseball tournament in Golden? We were getting drunk together, as you do. And she said nothing. She just reached out and gave me a high five. Yeah, and I haven't talked to her since. So, thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your show.
Donovan Deschner, everybody, keep it going.